I rise in strong opposition to H.R. 8. The reason I oppose this bill is because this bill will impose taxes on hundreds of thousands of U.S. military families, our heroes. That's right. Of the millions facing a tax hike, hundreds of thousands are U.S. military families. Let's call this bill what it is. It is the Republicans' tax hike on our Heroes Act. Now, I know those on the other side of the aisle will come down here one by one and claim they are extending tax cuts for everyone. But you're extending tax cuts for people earning over $1 million a year and raising taxes on families earning under $45,000 a year. This bill scales back tax breaks put in place by President Obama and directly aimed at benefiting working families. Let's take a moment to put a face on the 25 million Americans whose taxes will go up, including hundreds of thousands of U.S. military families. If you're an Air Force staff sergeant with 8 years of service, a spouse and 3 young children here stateside, at home, the Republican tax hike on our Heroes Act will raise their taxes by $1,100. A new recruit, a private in the U.S. Army, in their first year of service, earning a little over $18,000 a year. $18,000 a year. Men and women on the front line defending our freedom. If they are married with an infant child at home, they will see an increase under this bill of $273, a tax increase under the Republican tax hike on our Heroes Act. It begs the question, how are my colleagues who represent Fort Hamilton and Brooklyn going to vote on the Republican tax hike on our Heroes Act? Are you going to stand with your military family constituents or with the 2%? How are my colleagues who represent Fort Dixon, New Jersey, going to vote on the Republican...
Additional 15 seconds.
Gentleman is recognized for an additional 15 seconds.
On the Republican tax on our Heroes Act. My colleagues who represent Fort Bragg in North Carolina, Fort Detrick in Maryland, Fort Monroe in Virginia, Rock Island Arsenal in Illinois, Beale Air Force Base in California. Today the choice is clear. Stand with Democrats and the President who have put forward a plan that simply asks America's wealthiest to support this great land.